Guys, the old saying, one man's junk's another man's treasure. Well, today, my own junk's gonna be my treasure. So y'all stay with me. Well, good morning, guys. Look what I woke up to this morning. The VEVOR tent is a very good tent, but it can't stand too many storms, and it's been getting hit by storm after storm after storm. Well, I got up this morning and you see it got its last storm last night. Now that's still a good tent, and I knew it wasn't gonna last, because when I put it up, it don't matter if it's a VEVOR tent or it's made by anybody else out there. You put one of these up and leave it up like I was doing, I knew with the sun, UVs, and then the storms and the winds, it wasn't gonna last that long, but I had a backup plan. I was gonna let it last as long as it would last. And this morning I'm gonna go on and clean this up, because yesterday evening I started cleaning up what I call garden cleanup. I'm gonna remove that today, but I ordered me a shade cloth. I think it's either a 60 or 90% shade cloth. And I'm gonna put over this frame and leave it right here. And I think the shade cloth will last a lot longer and withstand the storms, because the wind can go through the shade cloth. So when the winds hit this, it starts trying to pick it up. Plus this tries to hold rain. You see where it's filled up with water right here? That's why a tent won't stay up if you try to put it up and leave it up like I did. But, like I said, I knew it wasn't gonna last through all the weather, but I'm gonna take me a shade cloth and put over it. That way when I'm out here, I can stand under the shade and wash stuff here at the sink. But let me show y'all what all I started yesterday evening in the garden, about an hour before dark. Now I got to do some cleanup this morning. Now, one of the things I done yesterday is I took the hedgers and I hedged my strawberry plants. Now a lot of people, if they in a bed and stuff, just run over them with the lawnmower and mow them. But I hedged them all down. Now most people do this just to June bearing strawberries, and I got some here that's day neutral. Them are festivals there, they day neutral. But y'all know Papaw don't always do what everybody else suggests and does. What I'm doing is the same thing as I done with the June bearing. I cut them down. I'm finna give them some good feed again, fertilize, while we in this rainy week and cool. Because I wasn't wanting no more strawberries, but yet I want them to be rejuvenated and get all them old diseased leaves and insect leaves. I wanted to get all that cut down and let them have a fresh start and have some fresh strawberry plants growing for next year. But like I said, they don't recommend doing that to day neutrals, but I don't see what it'll hurt if you ain't wanting to try to get no more strawberries this year. I've done the same thing down here to this bed. Now this bed ain't been doing as good this year, so I'm hoping this really helps them out. Y'all can see the wildflowers is coming to an end. They all dying, which I'll leave them. That'll be one of the last things I clean up, because it's still got some bloom stuff, and this down here in the corner out of my way ain't bothering me. One of the other things I got cleaned up is all them watermelon vines. It was about 3 little watermelons, but I wasn't gonna leave all them vines trying to wait for 3 little watermelons. But now on this end, I still have some sugar baby watermelons here. About 6. I'm expecting 5 to make it. There'll see about 3 more, or about 8. Them little ones there, they probably ain't gonna make it as hot as it getting. They'll start getting ripe while they're real little. Also, I cleaned up my flat Italian bean trellis. I said I was gonna let them beans dry and then get them, but guys, them beans done got rained on so much. We just steady getting rain. So I cleaned that mess up. The squash that I can't believe is still going, guys. There's still a whole row of squash there, and yesterday I cut out half of what you see in there, and I kind of pulled them around and relocated them, and I still got a whole row of squash going right here at August. That just amazed me this year. The squash is still going right up here to August, and still going strong. Picked them yesterday, and you can see they need picking this morning. There'll be 1 or 2 on each one every morning. There'll be 1 or 2 on every bush every morning that needs picked. And this is my other squash that I planted because I wasn't expecting them to still be going. I got 3 off of this yesterday. You can see how much wind we got. Turned over some of my cages and scattered them last night. But also I started cleaning up these tomato plants. Got all the marigolds out from under them yesterday. So once these last few tomatoes turn red, these tomato plants will come out. I give the okra a good whooping the other day, and then yesterday I cleaned that mess up because I took all them marigolds out that was left down through there. I still have some cantaloupe out here. It's gonna need a few more days, and then I can clean that mess up. I'm thinking about going on and taking down the sunflowers because they done dying over. It's just greenery there that's collecting bugs, insects. I might take that tall one down and lay it on the ground and measure it, see how tall it got. I'm thinking up there around 12, 13 foot tall. And I'm gonna be going on and cleaning out these lemon cucumbers. We done got enough of them. Still got cucumbers going over there, and I got some new cucumber plants started. So that's gonna be a little project for me this morning, is get that mess cleaned up. And you can see it's done growing over into the fence. The longer you wait, the more you got to clean up, and it's a good cloudy, drizzly, rainy morning, cool. Good time to clean it up. The wind almost blew this squash out of the pot last night. It's got it all blowed back. The storm come from the north through here in AM this morning. They all been coming. All the storms has been coming from the north here lately. There are my other strawberries that I got pruned down right at dark yesterday. Didn't get the mess cleaned up though. Finna give them a little fertilizer, and then I'm gonna, next day or so, get me some straw and mulch around them real good. Guys, I see a lot of people when they gardening, by the time they get done with their garden, their spring garden, and then it's up here in the middle of the summer, they'll leave all that stuff because it's too hot and they don't want to get out there and clean it up, and they'll leave it out there all summer. I can't stand to do that, because to me it's getting too many insects, it's getting too many diseases and all that in your garden that'll get into your soil and stuff. So that's why I like to clean mine up as I'm done with it. Strawberries, this ain't, if you ain't grown strawberries, this ain't something new. Cutting your strawberries or mowing them, if they was planted in the ground, you could just run over them with a mower, as long as you leave your blade up high enough that it don't cut the crowns on the strawberries. Like I said, most people just do this to June bearing. They do it after they get all their crop off in June. Come in there and mow it, re-fertilize it, re-mulch it, and they come back making better strawberries. Now, like I said, now I am doing some of mine's got day neutrals, and they say don't do that, but to me the only reason you don't do that is because day neutrals make few strawberries throughout the year. Well, I ain't wanting no more strawberries this year, and I'm tired of picking them, and it's too hot. So I'm going on cutting mine. So we'll find out if it's something else to it or not, but I'm thinking that's the only reason they say don't mow day neutrals. I will say this is the first time I've done that, because the other strawberries I had last year, I didn't prune them early enough. I waited late, too late, when it was too hot, and pruned them. And then that's why I ended up planting all new strawberries in the fall. So I'm trying a different tactic this time. As soon as I'm through harvesting, cut them down, let them get a new stalk. So now I'm finna get down through here, and I'm gonna rake a lot of my mess up. I put some of it in the wheelbarrow. What few leaves is scattered around, I'll run over with the lawnmower next time I need to mow. To see how much prettier that makes your garden for the high heat of the summer, instead of just having them old insect eat up diseased leaves just growing out here. I just like my garden neat and clean, I guess. Now I'm gonna go get my clippers, because I had zip tied this where it started tearing up about 4 storms ago. So I can clip my zip ties and get this canopy off. Guys, I will say there was one thing on this VEVOR tent that wasn't no good at all. And that is this string that they had on there to tie your post with. No longer than this tent's been up, which it's been up here 4 or 5 weeks, I suppose, but still, this rope that come with it, the UV in the sun, it's just like old powder. So the rope they send with it ain't no good for nothing. Well guys, it looked like it done more damage than just a canopy. Looked like just the screws popped out right there, broke that little piece of plastic. I think I can fix that back. Actually, I got another old frame. I may look at and see if it looks like it's in better shape than this one. I don't know, guys. I think I'm gonna just take it all down and throw the whole thing away. Like I said, this ain't got nothing to do with it being a VEVOR tent. Ain't no tent gonna stand withstand all the storms that we've had that this has been going through, and all the rain. Heavy rain, guys. About last week we got 2.5 inches of rain in about 45 minutes. Now that was a downpour. Wind was blowing. That's actually when it done a lot of this damage, filled it up with water and ripped it. And then last night it was more just wind and rain and kind of give it the finish off. Guys, it ain't wanting to fold up. I'm gonna leave it like that right now, because what I'm gonna go do is get my drill and I'm gonna take them legs off, and I'm gonna save them 4 legs that it retracts up and down, because I might can use them on something else. Alright guys, I got that took apart. But we're gonna save these legs because you never know what Papaw might come up with to use these for. But also, these parts right here, I got an idea for this, and I'm finna go show y'all right now. This is made of aluminum, so it don't rust. Also, it folds up easy when you get done using them, and I got 4 of them. So let's go out here and show y'all what you can do with this. Now guys, next year if I decide I ain't gonna plant tomatoes out here under this wire line, you can take these right here. You'll need to stick that in the ground a little bit. Take a zip tie and zip tie that to that wire, and you can plant beans and they can climb up this. Because I'm already thinking ahead for next year where I want to plant stuff different than I did this year. Now I can't rotate everything out and keep, you know, they say don't plant peppers in the same spot you plant tomatoes and such as that. Well, I can't rotate that much in a small garden, but I do like to swap up things, and I'm thinking that right there. If I want to plant, just say this one area right here with rattlesnake green beans, I can put 2 or 3 of these up right here and let them climb up these. Plus they store over here real good and they don't rust. I'm saying that's aluminum. It might be aluminum, but it's painted. It'll last several years. So that's just some of the ideas that how Papaw keeps what I call other people's trash and make stuff out of it. Now I'm keeping my own trash, making stuff out of it. Alright guys, while we're here cleaning up, this here was a fish skinning table, and it worked good here. But being made of plastic, sitting out in this sun for 2 years, it's done getting brittle. Well, I just happen to have a seat that I built this little frame for. And this is a stainless steel sink. But it may not fit here like that other one did. I'm gonna have to level my ground out right there. It's gonna be offset. Then I'm gonna later on hook my plumbing up to where this faucet here actually works. Or I can use this taller faucet here when I want to fill up a jug or something. But right now I gotta get it level, because I want it to where I can go on and be using it just with this faucet. I had to hook me something up on that one side to drain into my little homemade water catcher over there. So let me go get me something to level that spot up. I think that's good enough. Now guys, this here is another one of these places that where my own junk becomes my own treasure. This is a piece of hose off the Polaris vac out of the swimming pool. When you buy them, you have to trim the hose the length you need them. Well, I saved that hose. Well, that hose is gonna fit just right here for me to cut this and have me a drain going into this sink. And I think I may have enough to do both sides. Let's see if that is gonna reach. Yes. See, that's another one of them deals. Sometimes you throw stuff away. If you keep it, you can use it later on to do something. I'm gonna have to get me a zip tie. I'm gonna take some of this 100% silicone and I'm gonna glue that and I'm gonna zip tie it to hold it till this silicone dries, and that right there won't leak. All right. Now I won't run no water in here till this dries for at least 24 hours. Then I can undo these zip ties and stick them hoses back in that bucket. And that'll be there. Now I'm not gonna work on hooking the water faucet up today. I'm gonna continue on with cleaning up my garden this morning. But we got the sink set up. So my next task, even though these things are still a-blooming and still loaded down up in here, these lemon cucumbers, I'm gonna get off what's ready to harvest, and I'm finna clean this mess out because I need this bed to start getting prepared and have a little rest time before we start the fall. This is why I hate viney stuff, because it's so much trouble to clean up. And these vines grow up in all these trellises and stuff. But if you clean this mess up while it's still green, it's easier to clean up than it is after this stuff is dead and dry. At least now you can grab it and kind of tear it out. When it's dead, you pretty much have to cut these vines out. Guys, there's a lot of cucumbers still in there. And them are good eating cucumbers. Taste just like a cucumber. We've been getting rain, guys. But I tell you what's been to happen now that it's getting August. it's finna get hot, 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 and we're gonna get dry just like we do every year. And that's why I like cleaning up and taking out, because we got another cucumber plant coming on over there. The other ones are still going. I like taking out and getting down to something just so we can have some to eat as we want it to eat, and all the mess be cleaned up. It ain't worth what it costs in trying to keep this stuff watered. Plus the insects, diseases. It's better to go on and get all this mess out. I think I'm gonna go on and take them sunflowers down too, and we're gonna measure that tallest one here in a little bit after I haul this to the pile. Alright guys, these sunflowers are so big down here, they too big for my loppers. And that's where these Saker 20 volt 4-inch chainsaws come in handy. Got to cut my string where I had it tied to the fence. So if you do much gardening or homesteading, you really need to check into these because they're very handy. Now I gotta go get me a knife because I forgot to cut the string where I had them tied. Alright guys, I got my knife. That's the only thing I don't like about when it gets so hot. I ain't wearing my overalls. I ain't got my pocket knives. I ain't got nothing. Also, when it's this hot, y'all see, I like wearing just swimming trunks. Because I get so hot and sweaty, I go up there and just take the water hose and take a shower outside. Alright, I'm going to lay this one on the ground. That there I just cut down is going to be the longest one. So that's the only one I'm going to raise. Them didn't make near about as much as I thought. Them ain't, but that one there is 10 foot 8 inches tall. I was guessing around 12. Oh well. Now I'm gonna cut the rest of them down, guys, and then I'm gonna get over here and I'm gonna start cleaning up all the mess from the strawberries and the other stuff that I cut down yesterday. Hope y'all enjoyed hanging out with me today, but that's why I clean my garden up as it goes, just to keep the diseases and the insects. These sunflowers right here are getting eat up, and you look on the back of the leaves and they got little worms eating the leaves. So that's why I like getting all of this mess out as quick as I can before the heat gets so hot, because it ain't no sense, just like them lemon cucumbers is still going. I'm steady just harvest them, giving them away, but we finna start getting so hot it ain't worth the price for the money to water them, plus the trouble, because I'm busy this time of year doing my yard service and all my yard mowing. So that's why on a day like today it's wet, I can't mow. I'm out here at daylight trying to get things cleaned up. But as always, hope you enjoyed visiting with me today. I'll put the old Saker Amazon affiliated link in the description below if you'd like to check this out. They handy. But as always, guys, hope y'all have a great day and a blessed week. God bless. See y'all next time.